What's up, guys? It's the Normies back with more Vikings.
Yo.
And we're continuing with episode 5, Raid. So, last episode, shit went down. Ragnar's pissed at Earl. Earl is being a bitch and asking Ancient One if God's real and shit. Ancient One's just laughing about it.
He knows that he knows. He's like, dude, I'm blind and I'm almost deaf. I haven't heard a God talk to me ever.
Yeah, he has like no eyes.
Yeah.
He just makes people lick his hand. What a gig. Like, how do you become an Ancient One? I don't know.
Drop a bunch of acid.
Episode's called Raid, so I'm guessing there's going to be one of those. Which is good.
What are they playing?
We're at about like a 1 raid per episode ratio almost.
I'm curious. What the fuck do they do with all their gold? I mean, it's not like they're putting them in computers and
I think they
making.
That's a good question.
I think they might
teeth.
melt it down.
They smelt it down and then do what?
Trade with people.
Trade. I mean, so they you know, like
make weapons and like armor
out of gold.
or
don't make
or
armor.
like decoration trinkets. Like,
Okay, I can get that.
yeah.
But then like
But
what value?
Actually,
But yeah.
I wanted to have this freaking comment ready, but somebody commented and said that they did use currency, not their own, and I'm probably gonna get this wrong, but I think they might have used like currency that they plundered from places that they went, and they would use
Like,
that.
oh man, this was from, you know.
But yeah, I mean they've got a lot of.
No, did they have
candlesticks
their own Viking currency?
I don't know.
That's what the guy was saying in the comment you're talking about, I think. But I don't know what it's called. I just want to see, like, there's more to their town, right? There's more to their whole village, so they trade.
See more than that one.
But you know
road.
what? So far in England, they've hit up a couple of churches, so they've got a lot of crosses and candlesticks at this point. So it's just like
So it should be well lit, is what you're saying.
That's gonna be pretty stale in the market. It's like, all right, man, I've got enough candlesticks.
Well, they gotta be able to melt it down.
Yeah.
But what I'm curious of
Is
is
what
like
they do with it.
if they're out there plundering stuff and you take it back to your place, then you usually got to trade it with somebody.
Yeah.
And who the fuck wants to trade with
That's why.
Vikings?
That's why.
They're just gonna rob you for it back anyway.
Like, oh yeah, no, you can have all of it. We'll be back in a month or so.
We'll see.
Well, if they trade amongst
a quarter
themselves,
hour.
I think they'll be
Yeah.
alright about it. But yeah, that's why I was wondering. Like, is there like a plunder bank? Like, do you trade in your plunder? Like,
Yeah.
what? Like, how does it go down?
Oh wow, it's a good plunder. That's about worth 5.
5 plunder units. Like I said, the show hasn't quite hooked me yet, so we'll see.
Which we're all perplexed as to how that.
Yeah, you almost missed the song.
4 more? 4 more?
No.
I think we're just gonna ban Surge from Vikings.
Yeah. It's like we actually had to kick him out. He didn't like it, so.
How has he been Earl for this long? He seems like such a fucking drag.
Maybe he used to have like the spirit back in the day.
Yeah.
When his sons were alive.
Yeah, I
Yeah, I
think.
guess that's something we do have to keep in mind.
Yeah.
He
Like,
might not always been a dick.
yeah, he does have enemies, and now he kind of exists in a mode of survival.
Everyone else in your world is subject to the law.
What do you say, your world? You live here now. This is your world.
But I would like to be a free man.
Fight me for it.
Grow your hair
Have
out.
sex with me and my wife.
Yeah.
Apparently that's like a really great gesture. And to turn that down is very disrespectful.
Is it? Is that what this in the comments?
Yeah.
You've made yourself very strong.
Perhaps not strong enough.
What do the gods say?
Who?
What do you know about our gods?
Yeah, because he was mocking him.
Finish the fish.
I knew he was mocking him, wasn't
Look at Earl preparing over here.
Put that away before you hurt yourself.
Yeah.
Remember how to use one of those? Bud?
Oh God, don't touch him.
He's got to taste it. He's got to know what he's hunting.
Feeling for heat.
Ah. Hannah with coming through the clutch.
I really did.
But
that.
how would he know he was hunting a deer if he
He
didn't
literally
taste it?
saw it standing there and just wanted to go down.
Year 0.
Still warm. He was like,
Oh no, you remember that part in Year 0 though when he
Wait.
eats the poop?
Oh,
damn.
I haven't seen your
I
one.
thought I
Run,
heard some
Bajorn,
arrows,
what
but
are you
yeah,
doing?
Bajorn, get the fuck out of there, dude.
He's about to catch
Cause
two.
of death, obvious.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Little civil war.
Descended from the gods. Learn that he is human after all.
Earl keeps poking the hornet's nest. Please tell me Ragnar's still home.
No, he's back up on his hill.
He was just out hunting a deer. Take this.
You guys never let me spar with you. What am I supposed to do?
Meanwhile.
Yeah.
Oh, he said,
Nice.
okay, you better get to running, bro.
Well, I think the Earl lost this voting region.
Earl's a fucking idiot. Ooh, nice.
Dude, he's not dead.
Ooh,
Nice.
Shit,
He got cut, but he still did a pretty good dodge.
fuck him up. Now just good measure.
He's literally fighting on one foot.
Yeah, nobody's like grabbing anything.
Ah, shit.
Bitch.
You cunt.
I hate that guy.
I hate him so
dude,
much.
he is so fucking hardcore.
And now I'm going to
You saw
disappear
that shit,
into the
right?
woods.
Snapped it on the door.
I will shoot arrow and then disappear into the woods. God damn, he's fucked up.
You accept that you're a
That
criminal?
was Ragnar's village.
Nope. I accept that you're a fucking asshole.
I accept my fate. Let me speak with my God. Father, help me.
Surely
No,
Rollo's
he,
down. Oh!
he truly believes in the gods.
He believes he's kin to the gods.
Yeah. He's crazy as shit.
I was wondering how the fuck he's gonna get out of that. Ah, the old Lord of the Rings trick.
All out of arrows.
I felt like he could kill those two without a weapon.
He lost a lot of blood.
Yeah, he's
Maybe,
Them boys
maybe,
ain't shit,
maybe
though.
with full blood.
running on fumes.
Do it.
Into the sea, Viking.
It's one hell of a cliff dive.
Jump!
Pencil!
Just smacks his head and dies.
That would have been
Yeah.
End of series.
Pencil your body. That would have been death right there.
Alright, now Athelstan, get in there. Yep.
Yeah.
Got him. I give him about a 3 on the die, though. He's gonna give him his freedom for that one.
Shut up, Bjorn. God damn.
Easy ass out here.
Floating. What the fuck's going on? Oh, shit.
That's a good idea. Run to the crazy fool.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah. You know you got his loyalty.
Who are you?
Yeah.
My father is dying.
Well, that's
Get the work of the ash, and the garlic, and the seeds.
Floki knows what to do.
He's trying to marry her off to somebody with...
That you may get to know each other a little better.
Black-ass teeth.
She's like, seriously?
Forgive me, but why would they get to know each other better?
You aren't about to.
Because they're being married.
Ugh.
meth. It's a hell of a drug.
Siggy should have known what was up, though. I mean, like, obviously, politically, that's how things worked back then.
Please, fair, heal my father.
Yeah.
Ah!
He's a powerful man. And he's the cousin of King Horak.
He's old and he's ugly.
You don't judge a man by the way he looks.
Don't you care for her happiness?
I care for her security and her future. And ours.
You have treated me with utter contempt. You don't care.
I stopped caring about a lot of things when our boys were murdered.
I brought them into this world. I watched them as they grew, and I loved them just as I loved you.
Loved. Keyword.
The killers, they cut their heads off. They put their faces against their asses as a sign of disrespect.
I mean, that's how I want to be buried.
Sniffing my own ass.
When you have such knowledge, being married to a rich old man isn't so bad.
Is it true? He's here?
How are you?
Save me from these people. How did you know I was here?
It was Rollo who said that if you were alive, you might be here.
This is Helga.
Hello, Helga.
Oh, don't wriggle your maggot in her face. She's taken. Why did the gods keep me alive?
Yeah, you kept yourself alive, bro.
That's just a question I keep asking myself. Haraldson has confiscated the boat.
Alright, Haraldson's gotta go. That's official.
Crazy look at that.
Come on.
Yeah.
What for? If you don't come now, I promise you will.
Oh shit, he's gonna let him crash his girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I saw how Helga was looking at him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guess it is a kind gesture. But Rollo's gotta be shitty too, because they would have killed Lagertha.
Yep.
I don't remember inviting you to my daughter's wedding.
Lord, I assumed you'd just forgotten, so I came anyway.
Why are you here?
We should talk.
It is time for the husband and wife to go to the matrimonial chamber.
How weird it is.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
At
it's
like weddings, everybody knows you're getting laid that night.
yeah. Oh, God.
Look at his teeth, dude.
Except for that guy.
God,
He gonna
damn.
pass out.
That poor girl.
Finish him off with your hand and then run away and never come back. That's what I do.
Ragnar is dead.
Wait, really?
You swear that on your arm ring?
No.
Then why
I
is
cannot swear because I have not seen a body. I have heard nothing, and he is my brother. You own the ships. You decide where it is we raid. I need to be a part of that. Don't want to be on the outside.
Slowly liking Rollo.
He's playing him again too.
Yeah. Oh, what was that look?
Yep. Yep.
That's why she came in.
So if Odin lives in Valhalla, is he the only god who lives in a great hall?
There are many halls. Thor lives in Thrudheim.
And Frey was given the hall at Alfheim.
And nearby is Valhalla. And every day, Odin chooses slain men to join him and feast. And when Ragnarök comes, 800 warriors will march out of each door.
What is Ragnarok?
The third Thor movie.
So, how do you think it was made?
Yeah, mine's kind of low.
Compared to that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Look, they got a secret meeting set up.
Oh, man.
Of course, that's why she came. I knew that.
That's not what I'm here.
Do it.
For sure.
Do it.
I've come to warn you. You must leave at once. Today.
Well, at least they're just clubbing him. Well, that was
That was suspicious.
Oh, God. Eyes all fucked up.
Where's Ragnar Lothbrok?
God, where did he cut him?
Joker, you did a Joker smile.
You must have patience, Father.
You must have patience, Father. Shut up.
At least he's feeling better.
I was visited in great secrecy by Earl Haraldson's wife, Siggy. That her husband had played a trick on Rollo and imprisoned him, trying to find where you were. Then he tortured him.
He tortured my brother.
Yes.
I have another favor to ask of you. I want you to ask for a meeting with the Earl. Challenge him to a personal combat. With me. Tell me if he refuses. Shame will stalk him for the rest of his life. And Odin will never permit him into Valhalla.
Make sure there's a bunch of people around.
It's like, can I just drop off a letter, or you want me to send
Yeah, you want me to actually do this in person?
Because I'm pretty sure they're gonna kill me.
Damn.
Damn.
Just go to one of the
That
other
felt even
great
quicker.
halls.
It did.
It really really
That's a good episode.
Okay, so the
Put it
raid
on
at the
the
beginning
oven, put
was
it on the
pretty.
oven.
That was pretty awesome. I was into that. And then,
Oh, where they massacred the village.
yeah.
It was a different kind of raid.
Like how shit went down right away.
I feel like it would have been a little bit more prepared, or not even prepared, but there would be more willingness to fight instead of like that guy just got axed.
Yeah, like no, well, a lot of them were
There were farmhands
much
and
older
slaves.
Much
True.
older
Yeah,
folks.
they didn't look like they were trained in combat. at all.
And that was another thing, I guess, I was answered for me. So those were his people, I guess, and that was like, because I was thinking
So
like,
I didn't know that either. I thought it was like
Yeah.
a small village.
yeah, like I thought he was in a small village and he had like a couple of acres maybe.
Yeah,
But I guess he had
quite a bit.
Quite a
I
bit,
didn't
yeah.
realize that either.
That's what the Earl was saying. Their farms are few. Be happy with your lot because he runs it. That's why it's so important that somebody stays and mans the farm because it's literally like a small business that they run and manage.
Yeah, because we've never seen them actually farming. It's just like so.
maybe feed a pig or two, but that's
No, I'm excited for the next one, the single combat between Earl and Ragnar.
I
That's
wonder if it'll
a
happen.
good call.
Might be the
Well, if he
seventh
calls them out
episode.
like that, it has to.
But I'm saying, will Floki get there in this next episode, or will it be the seventh episode?
Oh, I don't know. I think
Yeah.
there's like 10 episodes altogether.
Yeah.
Well,
Halfway through the
he'll
season.
definitely fight him, or there'll be a conclusion to that. I think before the
Oh,
definitely
yeah.
before the end of the season. Sorry, I think the last of this season is probably gonna deal more of England.
Yeah.
Deal with the Saxons and their preparation.
I'm liking Rollo more,
I'm getting into the
just because I don't know. He's layered. He's a layered character.
He's got honor
who is
to
that?
some degree.
He didn't give up.
Rollo.
He didn't give up to go even look for because he told that one guy to look in Floki's spot, so he could have mentioned Floki even while being tortured, but he didn't. But maybe that's just an honorable thing. Again,
Or Lagatha.
yeah, that's true.
That's what I think it all comes down to. Lagatha.
It's like a Rick and Shane situation. See, I actually kind of had some sympathy for Shane from Walking Dead too, but that's a whole nother thing.
So how often have you been part of a love triangle?
Never. I guess I just dig the actors who can portray that complex emotion. Shane did an awesome job on Walking Dead. I haven't seen a lot of acting chops from Rollo yet, but I mean, it's.
Well, yeah. I think for the character though, because it kind of throws you for the loop because with the whole rapiness of his character, you definitely got the person who's like feeling of a person who's like, oh, that's no bueno. But as you got a feel for the conversation between Athelstan and Ragnar about free people and slaves, you can rape a woman slave, but raping a free woman is a no-no.
Yeah.
So him going in and raping Floki's slave and finding somebody else to rape, I guess, wasn't a big deal. I guess in the Viking culture. So in his moral realm and their moral realm, he's fine. But whereas giving somebody up, that's definitely not. That's completely against camaraderie, brotherhood.
Well, I mean, Lagatha, don't get me wrong, Canute was a fuck for his own reasons, but Lagatha's claim was, I caught him raping a Saxon woman.
Mm-hmm.
It's not really something that's okay, or maybe that was
Yeah,
just
from
her
the
own
women's
personal code
perspective,
of
I'm
ethics.
sure. Yeah.
But it's still something that at least is considered taboo or wrong somehow in nature, because they have whores, they can have multiple partners, they're very open in their relationships.
It's all consenting though.
Yes. You'd think she would have been not fine with it, but I mean, isn't that what Vikings do? Don't they rape and plunder? Isn't that normal behavior? So, I don't. I'm just.
I don't know. I mean,
for I'm sure for the men, but I'm sure even if the women aren't vocal about it, I'm sure because it's happening to a woman, and so from a woman's perspective, I'm sure.
Yeah, Lagatha's a special case.
Yeah,
because she was there, and she's Lagatha.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a question of how many women were there that were like Lagartha that were going to stand up and say, he was raping another woman. I didn't like it, so and he tried to rape me, and then I killed him. So how many?
I think
people part of that community.
Ragnar is a little bit too honorable because all that could have just been avoided if he was just like, yeah, Canute died in
battle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and everybody was like, yeah, what a shame. He was
and
a
they
good
never
guy.
mentioned the other people that died. It's like, oh yeah, and 3 other people died, so it's not
the
just
Earl's
not
man.
just Canute.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it could have just been very easily avoided.
But that's the thing, though. Ragnar thinks he's kin to the god.
So he has to uphold to a level that humans don't have to, I guess. Regular people don't.
Thank
God.
I mean, honor is one of that is what gets you into Valhalla. That is what gets you his seat among the gods. It's what allows you to be close to them and even be in their presence rather than at the far end of the table. It's a big deal because he's trying to win their approval. He's like doing a whole Hercules type thing. He's going through various trials and tribulations to prove himself, to win their favor, so he can do what he feels he has to do. Whether that, take on power, just, colonize the rest of the world, etc.
So how'd you guys feel about Theory's marriage to Colt?
I knew that guy was going to pass out.
Cold teeth.
He wasn't even going to get
she's safe for the first night.
Yeah, she's safe for the first night, and she keeps getting him drunk.
It tells me that Ragnar's going to have some more resistance if he does decide to take on the Earl, because now he's formed an alliance with this other Earl, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's his goal. But if he calls him out the way he's telling Loki to call him out, he does have to go 1-on-1. Like that would be very, very bitch move to not do that. Like that definitely would guarantee him not getting into Valhalla. And maybe they might attack him afterwards, but the Earl has to go 1-on-1.
I don't think he does, because I also...
If he doesn't, then he doesn't...
For him... Okay.
Unless with his meeting with the Ancient One, if he's like, man, fuck that.
Exactly, and that's kind of where I'm at for the Earls. I think he just doesn't think they're real anymore. I think he's definitely started to lose faith in it all, because all the things that have happened to him are continuing in his mind, that are continuing to happen to him. Like, I didn't do anything for this to happen to me.
Yeah, you heard how his sons were buried. That was pretty...
Yeah, and we don't know anything about why. Who did he piss off?
But all of his people still damn near believe this shit, so how's he going to keep them loyal if he doesn't uphold their beliefs?
You have the people in the village, and I'm saying that they're only loyal to the Earl because of the privileges that he has given them.
Well, I don't think the village really has many privileges, because he pretty much calls the shots. Mm-hmm. So if he doesn't uphold
eating for free, women,
that's
what I'm getting at.
And at least a lot of our Vikings, though, they hold strong on their beliefs.
He doesn't provide everything for the village.
Not for the village, but for his people, his thugs.
Oh, but no, he's talking about the village. He's talking about the common people.
He's gonna have he's probably got 5 to 7 people that are really his people. Then the rest of them are on their own other boats, and our Vikings for sure seem to really be down for the beliefs. So I would believe that the other Vikings are probably down for their beliefs. Sure, they're happy to be a part of this dude's squad because he gets them, maybe hooks them up a little bit better, but that religion thing is pretty strong in a lot of people.
See,
they might weigh that hard.
Now I think that he will decline, and it'll just further help give Ragnar more support in the coming insurrection or
either way he's fucked, whether he says yes or no.
Yeah. So, I mean, Ragnar is injured though, so that's kind of another hitch in it. You need a few more weeks. So if they do go 1-on-1. The Earl might have upper hand.
Be a little more fair.
Well, I think it'll make it level ground with his wounds.
But did anyone else think it was a little unbelievable that Ragnar was able to escape so easily?
I don't know if he escaped so easily.
He hit some guy, hopped on a horse, and ran. Like, what happened to Sven with the bow? Or people could have thrown weapons at him.
Well, I think it just happened so fast.
A bow and arrow is...
Looked like they just watched him go.
Gotta get my bow, gotta get my arrow out. It's not a...
It just happened really fast. Like, he hit a guy, stole his axe, threw it at the guy who was holding the horse, ran for the horse. I guess it is a little... Well, I don't know. It could go either way. I think I'm gonna label it plausible.
Plausible out of 10. Yeah, I guess he did jump off a cliff. I mean, they dragged him
Yeah,
out.
that
he
was
didn't really
more...
jump off a cliff. He kind of fell.
Yeah, he just fell off.
Any flat back hit the water. Like, that was more unbelievable to me. Like, that's death, dude.
From that height?
Yeah, that's death. Like, you're dead.
Well, I feel like the show has a lot of very religious undertones. Because in that moment when he's on his knees, he's saying, Father, my Lord of Lords, help me. And you see this relationship, or rather, they're pointing out correlations between the religions. But in that moment in time, there's a lot of things to take into consideration. He has indeed started to lose a lot of blood. He's not as bad as he was when he fell off the cliff, but he has started to lose a lot of blood. His adrenaline is probably really, like, just going, doing what it does. He had a moment to catch his breath and think out a plan. So it's not like just split-second decision.
Yeah.
I think, yes, when he was on his knees, he was genuinely praying, but it was kind of this moment of, like, oh, this is what I can do.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they're necessarily trying to, convey that it was literally Odin that was like, dude, you're gonna be fine, or if it was more of a a tactical approach. That's still up to interpretation, but I feel like it was definitely in that specific moment in time plausible. Just came back from a hunt, he's alert, he's eaten.
No, he hasn't eaten. He was...
Well, if you go out to hunt, I'm assuming you're gonna eat beforehand.
Yeah. Is that like grocery shopping hungry? You don't do it.
Yeah. With your focus.
Don't come back with 5 deer this time. 3 of them are gonna go bad.
There was also similarities to the beginning intro sequence of how they're all underwater and everything, and then he dove under the water. Athelstan had to go get him, so that was some symbolism there as well.
Yeah, Athelstan better get his
symbology behind it.
I don't know. Like, I think Vikings in the sea. There's some importance there. I don't quite know what, but the sea, like, right? Aren't those go hand in hand?
Yeah, they are big about the sea and land.
Well, when they were explaining the Earth, the Earth is a titan, essentially. The oceans is blood, so they very much so. Again, from my understanding, have a relationship with the Earth. I don't like the term pagan because it's just umbrella terms for all other religions other than just listen. It encompasses, all other forms of typically multi-god religions. I totally forgot the word for that.
Polytheism.
Polytheism. Yes, it encompasses all of polytheism when it really shouldn't, but I digress. They have a very strong relationship with the Earth. The elements are personifications of things greater than themselves. So everything, to some degree, is of importance, but you're going to make sacrifices to different gods for different things. Like when they were tending to Old Boy's wounds, Freya, please bless our living hands with healing properties. They explain the Earth and how that in and of itself is something phenomenal. Everything's held together by just something greater than the other. So it's very important to be in tune with all of it because you survive off of it. So it makes sense that you worship it and you tend to it very closely because you are one with it and it is one with you. You're taking care of yourself via your surroundings.
Do you guys think the one-on-one is going to happen? Yes or no?
I can't say.
Yes or no?
Yes, I think it's going to happen.
Yes or no?
No, I think he wants to live.
Yes or no?
No, I don't think so. I think Athelstan's going to slowly start getting acclimated more to the Viking culture. He picked up his first weapon this episode.
Oh, yeah.
But it is cool seeing Athelstan taking the interest in the Viking mythology because he automatically wants to make the associations between the two religions. So it's interesting. He's sitting there, he's asking them questions now instead of being, quizzed about his culture. So.
Oh yeah, it was like, so how do you think it was created? And he was like, well, I mean, my story's not as cool.
Yeah, my story's not as cool. Why? A being said, let it be. Lame.
Started with 2 people.
Now
there's us.
Well, he brings that much needed perspective of like, he's kind of like, us because we, I don't know, the way he's asking about, like, it was fun learning about that. Like, they believe in a Titan, and like the Earth was a Titan, but like, didn't Greeks also believe that too? And like Titans, and like, wasn't.
Well, no, the Greeks believed that Earth was held up by a Titan. Atlas,
True,
no?
but isn't Gaia also like a Greek Titan?
Well, no, so Gaia is the Earth.
Yeah.
And then you have, I think it's Uranus, who's the sky.
Uranus.
My what?
Is as big as the what?
She's like, God damn.
There's a zoom in.
But yes, and they were originally intertwined because he was just like permanently penetrating her, and that's when the whole like dethroning of Cronus coming up and overthrowing his father and starting that lineage started. But I do kind of want to. I'm not gonna since I have seen all of this season and I know what's gonna happen. I don't want to talk about what I think will and will not happen. But I don't think the Earl's given up his faith in the gods. I think he's questioning them. But the whole point of having faith is for it to either be it's to question, to
it's
choose
not
to
be
believe.
questioned. It is to have faith is to stand strong in your beliefs despite the challenges thrown at you.
I don't agree.
That's what faith literally. I mean, we can look at the definition of faith or stuff, but whatever.
Where's your mug, Ben? Where's your mug?
Well, what I'm trying to say is faith is more often than not, or at least from more of a secular perspective, is a choice. You're choosing to believe in something that has not or cannot be proven. Yeah. So it's an unfounded belief, if you will. Yeah. So at this point in time, I think his faith is being wavered. I don't think he's lost it. I think he's looking at a man who is continuously winning the favor of the gods and proving him wrong. And he's stuck in a moment in time where he's questioning, what did I do wrong? Why is this happening?
It's easy for us, outside perspective, to see what he's doing wrong, obviously. But he's probably just like, what's going on? Like, I'm attacked. I burned his village. Like,
this has always worked before.
I killed everybody. Like, I don't know.
Well, I think now again, we don't know who he pissed off, but the fight between him and Siggy, he said, I used to care a lot about a lot of things before our boys got murdered, and he never told Siggy that. He's been carrying that weight by himself for years. He does have another child to think about. He has a wife to think about, and himself. I don't think he necessarily cares about power for power's sake. I think at this point in time, he feels as though he needs it to stay alive, because
he's fucked over a lot of people.
Yeah, and ultimately the gods are against him. I think that's his line of thinking at this point in time.
I mean, when it comes to selling your daughter off for 20 pounds of silver, that you got problems.
Land and
that doesn't even seem like a lot.
He had to swap a boat.
20 pounds of silver.
Okay, that is a lot
of silver, man.
20 pounds of silver, damn.
Yeah, they did kind of peel back some more layers on the Earl and just kind of showed him in a different light. I still hate him, but
Yeah, he's a piece of shit.
Yeah,
that hasn't changed.
He's a dick.
But yeah.
All right, y'all. That's gonna do it for episode 5.
6. Oh, 5.
5.
Yeah.
Episode 5.
Yeah.
Burial of the Dead.
So we'll see you guys next week for more Vikings.
See ya.
What's up, guys? Thanks for joining us for another episode of Vikings. As always, a big shout out to our fans and patrons for your continued support. If you don't know about our Patreon perks yet, be sure to check it out. There might be something in there worth your while. And we'll see you guys next time.